Welcome back to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba, your host. All right, we've got Norm Winski, Astro-Trend Market Timing. Norm's been using astrology for well over 40 years to forecast change in trend, acceleration, or non-acceleration in the market. Norm, what do you got for us?
Okay, well, can you be more specific?
You're the one who wanted to get on the show, Norm. You said there's big deals going on out there in the Astro world when it comes to market timing.
Well, you want me to tell you what's going on right now, right?
Absolutely, Norm.
All right, so anyway, we have a big cluster of cycles converging here this weekend. And let's see, what stock market, I think is, I forecasted a rally into the weekend here when we got that. I think we only got 10 minutes ago, so I think we're going to be there when we close. And we have a possible setup for an important trading top here in the market, probably in the next 1 to 2 trading days. Monday is a holiday, so it might be probably Tuesday or Tuesday night. By the way, is a new moon. For the folks out there, here's a simple tip on how you can improve your market timing. Go on Google there. You can pull up a lunar calendar. Just punch in lunar calendar and look at the new moons and full moons, and you'll find that many times these markets turn on near the new moons and full moons.
All right, now there's got to be more to it than we got a new moon coming up on Tuesday for a market top. So, and I know you really crunch the numbers on this stuff. It's not just you go to the internet and find and say, "Oh, look, new moon, it's going to change." There's more to it than that.
Give your listeners something simple they could check out first before they.
Norm, we have a very sophisticated audience, so go ahead, let us have it.
All right. Well, another big thing that's happening is I'm keen on when the one of my top things is when the planets go around the sun, and they not only do they go round and around, but they also go up and down like horses on a carousel. And when they get to their midpoint of going up and down, that's called zero latitude. And when they get to zero latitude, the market tends to have a big change in trend there, and so that's another thing that's happening this weekend.
With what planet?
Mercury. Mercury's going to be zero, I think, south latitude.
Okay, so you got zero latitude with Mercury combined with a new moon.
Moon on Tuesday night, right?
Giving us a top.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's the timing on that? What's your next cycle point that it would drive to from your estimation?
Well, I'd be focused on that right now, and then over the weekend we also have big change in trend focused on U.S. financials, U.S. stocks again. That's on the U.S. cycles, and that also indicates T-bonds with an emphasis on the U.S. dollar. So watch the U.S. dollar for a possible change in trend over this weekend.
Okay, so bonds, dollar, and stock change in trend.
The U.S. dollar index is down to near support. I think it cracked over the support line there at 91.50 by just a few points. If it might be just faking it out here, or if it starts accelerating next week, then that could be huge, or it could reverse. Just keep your eye on those things,
Okay, now also in the notes here, you're talking about August lunar and solar eclipses correlated with high and low for the month. Are we at a solar return or a lunar return for what happened in August? What's up with that? I
don't remember the connection to August. We do have at the end of the month we have a lunar eclipse.
Okay.
On the morning of the 31st of January.
All right, and the impact on that, what do you think is going to happen here?
Well, the stock market does not like lunar eclipses. 75% of the time you get a drop within one trading day of about, on average, 1.75%. That would be roughly 400 Dow points.
Okay, so when we come in there, don't be surprised if we get a 400-point move in the stock market.
Right, when you get around the 30th, 31st, you might want to take some chips off the table temporarily or hedge yourself.
Okay.
Against some volatility,
All right. Any other points of interest that everybody needs to know about?
No, you're like I said, the new moon, full moon, that works for your grains, your precious metals, your financials.
Let me jump in there and mix it up with you a little bit, Norm.
Okay.
We had Uranus go direct a little while ago.
Righto.
And I wanted to know, now that we've had a time pass between what's happened and the market movement, that's a slow-moving planet. What do you see as the after effect of that occurring?
Well, Well, that's a very specific thing. That occurred back on the weekend, the 29th.
Yeah.
That's connected to the market for copper.
Right.
Copper topped on the 28th, and it's been down ever since. So that's your longer-term scenario on the stock market. The stock market's a big basket of everything, so it tends to respond to all these planetary cycles. And it basically had a big down on that Friday, the 29th. Mm-hmm. And then we came back on in January there, and we broke out over those December highs. And as soon as that happened, I told my people they would have to cover their shorts and go long, and we'd probably accelerate to the upside, and that's what happened.
Okay, well, from my understanding, so I got a little lost there in your conversation, but as copper goes, so goes the economy. So we've got a slow-moving planet going from retrograde to direct, and a top in the copper market off of, within one day of that occurring, which I think, if memory serves correct, it also happened near a supermoon or something of that nature.
That's correct. Over the,
right?
Yeah, that's right. The full moon at perigee was over that weekend, too.
Okay, so does that mean that we should see a contraction, the potential of a contraction in the economy as we go forward?
It's one indicator. It used to be an excellent indicator until, I think, about 15, 20 years ago, the Chinese got involved, and that kind of messed it up,
How'd that happen? What do you mean? What did they do?
Well, they started becoming an industrialized nation and buying up all the copper like crazy. Copper used to trade for, I remember buying a copper mining company back in college there, when copper was 56 cents a pound, and then it rallied to $1.41, the new all-time highs in about 1974, 75, 74, I think.
Okay, we got a couple of minutes left, literally, before we close out on today's segment. Anything big on the horizon that we need to watch out for?
Anything big? Well, I think I told you what's happening right now, and that's what we need to take one step, and that's my tip.
You mean Tuesday?
One step at a time. Now, yesterday was an interesting day, and that January 11th was the 45th anniversary of the January 11th, 1973 top. And I'm a student of a famous market technician by the name of W.G. Gann. It was one of his top numbers. He was big on numbers, and that was one of his top numbers was 45. And this says that within the next few days, that also indicates another change in trend for this time. And we have a whole list of things here, all indicating this is an important time window in particular for the stock market.
Okay. Do you see this trend lasting very long on this pullback?
I take it one step at a time. Let's see what happens over Tuesday, Wednesday. If we form a top and start going down, then we'll probably a good chance we might go down into the end of the month.
Because I've had people come on the show and saying that the second quarter, they're looking for a big pullback in the stock market.
Okay, well, one thing I don't do is I don't do long-term. I do have a long-term forecast, but I won't have that until February. When I see the price action in January, then I do something called a fractal forecast, and then I can make my longer-term forecast. But right now, I just take it one step at a time.
Okay, and then you also do something with the Super Bowls too, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll know more about that in the end of January when we see what happens with the January price action. That will help me forecast what's going to happen with the Super Bowl. But there is a Super Bowl indicator which has a batting average of over 80%. Telling you, based on who wins the Super Bowl, what the stock market will do in the coming year.
All right. Now, for those of you who don't know Norm and haven't seen his work in the past, he'll issue a calendar with dates that give you clusters of cycles so that it's got the most important dates of turning points, and then he'll break it down to the minute of the day. Norm, real quick, the web address so people can come in and take a peek at your work.
Well, why don't they just give me a call, 239-594-3939. Or if you're out of the country, you can call me on Skype at norm.winski.
Got it. Norm, thanks for being a guest on the show.
Thanks for having me on, Michael.
You're welcome. Norm Winski. You've been listening to CEO with Michael Yorba, Ed Baxter. Segment has been brought to you by Tycon Partners. Thanks for being a guest. We'll be back Monday or Tuesday with more great content just for you.